What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Nikki here, and in today's video we are going to be doing week 2 of the options trader journey, me being the options trader. And this one was interesting, y'all, and you already know the drill. Let's get it.
Ooh, big bag. You not talking money, you can miss me with the chit chat. I'm not with the rah-rah or the
Real quick before we dive into the beginning of the trading week, I do want to mention something that I kind of forgot to mention in the first video, or maybe I didn't, I don't know, can't remember. But you guys, I'm doing this to record the journey of me figuring this out. I'm not doing this to try to educate you on what to do or whatever. I'm simply doing this to hold myself accountable and learn and continue to learn and document my journey, but also to share that with you guys because it's not easy, and it's very, very easy to get caught up in what you see going on the internet with people making huge money. And I'm just trying to take this as just a fun thing to do, to learn a new skill set, because you already know if you're not evolving, you are dying. That's really all I have to say about that. Let's hop in to the trading week and let's see what happens. Happy Tuesday, October 12th, everybody. It's not Monday. Yesterday was Columbus Day and I was at my parents' house, so I just didn't even trade yesterday, so there's nothing to go over for yesterday. But today's a new day and today we're trading. So let's really quick go over the pre-market and then I'll see you guys for what I actually do, see if I make any money. I know in my last trading episode video I talked about how I wanted to add more stocks to my watch list, but I just haven't had time to really check it out yet. So today we're focusing on Apple and AMD again. Hopefully by the end of the week I have other ones up with us, but let's dive into the charts here. Let's look at Apple first. Clean into the point today. Apple above 103.50, slightly above the pre-market high, but I noticed we had some touches back here on, what was that, Monday, yesterday. Apple every 50 cents seems to be a pretty solid level. I don't know if that's just because it is or if it's psychological, but either way, above 103.50. I'm taking this thing to 144, 144.50 right before the highs of yesterday. Downside, I want this thing below 142, down to about the 141.60 of that pre-market, but honestly even lower than that, like I said, the 50 cents, so probably 141.50. AMD here, I like this above 105.60. I noticed yesterday we had a lot of touches coming back to that level. I also want AMD on the downside under this 103.87-ish mark from pre-market yesterday. So I like it under here. I like it above here. I do not want to touch it in between. Target on the upside is going to be 106 right here, this level where I saw a little bit of consolidation within that range. And then if I decided to scale out and I had a second position or a second contract I was still holding, it'd be 106.30, which is this level right here. And then on the downside, under that 103 like 85-ish level, I'm looking all the way back to where we kind of hit resistance last time. So I'm going to be looking at about 103.60 right here, and then not again until about 103.15 down in this area. If it doesn't break out of this range here, girl, don't touch it. Let's learn a lesson from last week. All right, you guys, what is up? It's 7:06 now, and today was not good. Today was not good. But you know what? I used to take really bad red days and get super like in my feels, and I feel as though I'm learning because I take it more as lessons learned. So I think like, okay, what happened? A, but also B, like, why did I do what I did? And I can feel kind of a shift in the brain because I can understand why I did what I did, but the second guessing today is what slapped me. Let me show you. And like, I'm watching this now, like always like, oh, if I just stayed, I'd be good. But that's just not how it works here. But let's go ahead. Let's dive into what happened to me today. So I was playing the downside today. My rule is the first 10 minutes, I don't want to touch market open because it slaps me. I'm not anywhere near being able to do that. So the crossover here was a little bit too soon. You can see on the bottom of the screen there, it says 9:36. I'm Pacific time, so that's actually 6:36 for me, but this is East Coast time, so 9:36. So that is within the first 10 minutes. So I didn't want to touch this crossover, right? Plus we had this huge bearish candle, so I'm like, okay, I'm not going to touch it. This extended from the EMA anyway. Look at this wick pull back to the EMA. But then I was like, in my head, I'm like, no, it hasn't been 10 minutes yet. Don't do that. So I didn't get in. I waited. Then I knew my level was under 142. Came down here, got in on this candle on kind of a pull back because I want to get as close to the EMA on an entry as I possibly can, whether that's the up or the downside. So I got back on this wick, and then this huge green candle hit me hard, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, first of all, we're not above the EMA, but second of all, my entry was down here that even if I added at this point, it stressed me out. out. So I got out for a loss. Okay. Then I'm watching this and all of a sudden I see my plan. I would have broke even had I just held it. So then I'm in that mental state of like, dang it, like you got shook. So don't get shook anymore. So then I enter again on the downside at the 142 break because in the beginning that was the level I was watching. It came down here, snap up way above the EMA. See this wick so fast. I'm like, oh my God. Then I saw this screen candle. I'm like, okay, I have to get out. Like I can't keep holding this loss, right? So I get out and now look at what's happening here. We're back under the 142 level, which means if I would have just held the positions I had, I would have been green. But that's not how this works. Like you have no idea what's going to happen. And the other thing that I want to point out here is on SPY. And I know that Apple's related to NASDAQ. That's why I have the Qs here. But like, and look at this. There is no direction here. This is Chop City. So why I'm feeling so emboldened to like, is that a word? Emboldened? I'm so bold. I don't know. To get into these little, like, I don't understand what's going on with my mental game at this point. And it's pretty upsetting and it cost me a decent amount of money today and I don't like that. So I really have to kind of like reevaluate the mental game for myself. But let's go ahead. Let's look at the P&L because you know what? I'm holding myself accountable and it's a journey and this happens and we're learning and like whatever. So here's where I'm at today. I'm down $80 trading Apple today. That sucks. And here's my account value now. Hopefully we turn it around. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, this is a journey. It's just fun and exciting for me to do this. It's a way for me to kind of journal myself as I learn how to do this. So don't come at me, but there's always tomorrow. I am happy with the fact that it's now 7-11 and I'm turning it off to get ready for work and I'm not trying to make that money back. I'm just cutting the losses. I'm letting it be and then I will come back fresh and new tomorrow, hopefully to make some green. There goes Apple again. Look at it. I can't sit here and watch this. See, this is another thing. You can't sit here and watch this, so you'll jump in. So I'm gonna jump out and I'll see you guys tomorrow. My plan is a little bit different today. I feel like I've learned a lot just in the last couple days. I am doing this as to document my journey to see if I can figure this thing out and actually get consistent and decent with it, however long that takes. But I was doing a lot of studying last night, looking at patterns, really diving into what scalping really is. Not really gonna show you like the pre-market like charts and stuff like that. I do have my levels written down and that's one part of this. But what I was figuring out last night with scalping is like patterns and the success, and I reviewed trades that I've taken before, but like success that I found follows either huge key level breaks or pattern breaks. And I have to be patient with those because scalping, you're using the momentum, the volume of those quick moves. The thing with this too is like if you're not green quickly with scalping, your thesis, the breakout is wrong. You have to get out. You can't be holding this. It really kind of opened my eyes. I watched some videos of traders scalping and like when they were in, it shot straight up because they rode the momentum, they read the tape, the time and sales, and it worked out for them. If they're wrong and it's hesitant and they don't have that big move quickly, they just get out. For me in my brain, I'm like, okay, I want to find the right setup. I want to make sure it's good. And then I get into something and then I'm like, okay, well, this could pull back to EMA. I'm okay holding. If you're going to scalp, learn the strategy and stick to the strategy, because also in my brain, for some reason, I feel like one trade and I need to be done. But in reality, if I'm in something and it doesn't work out and it starts to pull back a little bit and I cut my losses short, there's no reason I can't continue to watch that play out to see if it creates a flag, if it pulls back to the EMA, if it pushes back up and get back in real quick. In my brain, I don't know, that's like a mental block for me, so I need to work on that. Today's purpose is to wait and see if I can find patterns and big key levels where I feel like there's a lot of orders, a lot of bids, a lot of offers coming in real quick and instantly be in the money. That's really the point of scalping. Second thing is I've added Peloton and Boeing to the watch list. So now I have Apple, AMD, Boeing, Peloton, and Nvidia. So we're going to see how that goes. I don't know. I've never watched that many stocks before, but I just think staring at two stocks is just not good because you force things because you want things to happen. So I'll be looking at those for good patterns to get into. And you guys, I don't know. Let's see if I'm green, if I'm red. As long as I can live to fight another day, it's a win, and I'll see you when I'm done. All right, you guys, it's about a little after 7. Good news is we're green today. Just like a little bit, but there's even better news because today there was some sort of light bulb moment. Let me get into the screen recording first, and then I'll go over my P&L. So the only trade I took today was on AMD. Now, it ran off right when market opened, and I remember watching this thinking, I'm not going to get in here now. This is too much. I want to wait for a pullback to this level. So I saw the pullback, but it was going so fast that I was like, yo, like, I don't know. This is too slappy for me. This is too chappity wappity for me. So what I did is what I normally always do is I wait for the good stuff to go away. So then I saw this and I'm thinking, oh God, like I missed the run, right? Then we had this like kind of doji, like indecisive candle. And I knew there was a huge level here at 108. So I'm thinking, okay, we might find some resistance for that pullback there. So I'm waiting. It cranks through. I'm like, God, I could have played that momentum break of the 108 because I knew it was heavy. Then this came to my rescue. I saw this. I got in my first trade literally on this little down tick, rode this up. Only one contract. I rode it for about like $22 or $25. But then I got back in on this candle thinking we were going to break out of this kind of pullback flag pattern. Didn't happen. And I held it too long. I kind of basically held it till this candle here at the 108, and I sold out for a loss of like $55. So wasn't feeling too good about that. And then I had to take a deep breath. I had to remember what I learned last night. I said, okay, so this is creating a flag pattern that I like to see. Put the line there and wait for it to break out. That's literally all you have to do. Don't get anxious. Don't get confused. It's taking a breather from this huge move. So what did I do? I waited. I anticipated it a little bit. I did get in on this candle. And then we just pushed up. I did try to add to my position, but I wasn't getting filled because it was just moving too fast. So I actually ended up exiting my position right at the base of this fat candle, which actually took me a whole damn another 30 cents, which would have been nice, but it is what it is. And obviously now these aren't great plays because this is dumping. So I'm happy with this whole run up flag or pennant or wedge situation to another push up is pretty much what I'm focusing on at this point, because I've done these a lot, and every single one of these I've taken, if I've taken 10, at least 8 of them have worked. So I don't know, it's a small green profit day, but a big W in my brain today. So hopefully I can hold on to that and remember that and not get crazed out of anything else or forcing anything. But let's see what the P&L says. So my P&L for the day is $34.19. Now it could have been a lot more if I didn't take that damn second trade or held it long or whatever, but I will take the green. We're fighting back from the losses yesterday. You know, if you get to a place where you're making 30 or 50 bucks a day, if you could do that, I mean, that's just good stuff. Like, that's just, you know, I think we get kind of caught up in, oh my God, this person made 10K in 30 seconds, or this person made 6K in 5 minutes. Like, cool, great, and so much respect for them. But like, did you seriously even think about if you could get to $50 or $100 a day? If you could get to $100 a day consistently, you're bringing in $500 more a week, which is $2,000 more a month. People think, I mean, not to say you shouldn't think big, but like an extra 30 to 50 bucks a day. 50 bucks a day is $250 a week. You know what I mean? I don't know. Small little things do add up. And as a dividend investor, I truly believe that. So you guys, I'm just happy with my plan, my discipline, my patience today, and I will see what happens tomorrow. Good morning, guys. 6:08 on Thursday. I'm a little late this morning. Okay, I hit the snooze and I don't even know how it happened. Like, normally I can remember waking up and hitting it, but like today, she doesn't remember. But what I do know is I have my eyes on AMD today, and probably AMD only, because I am late. I feel a little rushed. I don't want to be like overwhelmed with stuff. So like, if something plays out on AMD today, I'm going to take it. If not, I'm not chasing things. I think we need to be disciplined today, but I do have my plan here. So let's go ahead. Let's get into the chart, and I'm going to show you what I'm looking at real quick. All right, here is AMD. Now, AMD yesterday was an absolute animal, but if I'm looking at these pre-market, there's a few things that the pre-market's telling me. So I noticed this huge wick to the downside. I probably wouldn't play this, but I know it has a wick fill to the 110.50 level. If it falls below the 110.50 level, there's a slight level here. I mean, we came down and touched it before at like 110.25, but really 109.75 is kind of like the next double tapped point here. So maybe interested in this under 110.25 to this 109.75 level. If it continues down, we do have a slight little range here, basically between 109.35 and 109.15. If it cracked underneath that pre-market range, I'd be interested to the downside at the strong 108 level, but I just don't know if it's going to be going that way. But we don't know anything here, and that's great. 114 is a strong, solid level on this. So if this thing can crack above 111, I'd say probably 111.25, 111.50 maybe, and hold that level and continue up, I think this thing's going to hit 114. Maybe not today, but who the heck knows? Playing these pre-market kind of new all-time highs, even though it's hit all-time that number before in the past, just not for a long time, it's kind of the momentum quick scalp plays that I'm looking at, but it's a little bit scary to me. So I don't know, but I do like this game plan. This is pretty much all I'm watching, and the biggest game plan today is to follow my plan, look for the patterns, look for momentum, and be patient and quick. Take money quick. Cut the losers fast. All right? Okay. I will see you guys after I'm done. 7:01, and that was pretty bad. pretty bad. And to be honest with you, I was so rushed this morning. I literally thought to myself, I shouldn't trade today. I'm not like there. And then I was like, no, like I need to film it no matter what. And I think that got me into a sticky situation today. Really not happy at all with what I did. But let's, transparency here, and we're learning together. Oh, of course. Okay. Well, okay, let's God, there's a lot to unpack here. Let's just dive into the chart and let me show you some things. Okay, you guys, so I mentioned early that my game plan was just going to be AMD today, but as we can see, AMD is chop city within this range. And so a normal person, or not a normal person, but someone looking at this outside of a trade, not in it, not wanting to make money, would say this doesn't look very good. It's just like, why would you do anything with that? Well, I decided to do something with that. So what happened to me? And in theory, good ideas, I just didn't wait for confirmation. So I let this happen. We hit bottom down here, 109, didn't touch it, saw this huge run up, didn't try to grab it, nothing like that. I saw this pullback and I'm thinking, okay, we're starting the flag pattern that I so like, right? Something like this. I see this, so I'm buying, okay? Like I bought one contract here, I bought another contract here, thinking, okay, we're pulling back. At this point, we weren't crossed over yet. So I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be great. We're pulling back and we're gonna shoot up on a crossover. So I'm adding, right? Then this fat one comes down because I'm thinking by this point on this wick, we're gonna cross over and go to the upside, break the flag, hit the pre-market high, and go to freaking at least 112. Clearly that did not happen. So I'm in this, and this fat thing comes to wreck me. So I get out at like, I don't even know what my loss was, like too much, $60 maybe. It wicks all the way down here. Then we see this start to happen. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it again. For some reason, I thought that was a good idea. So I hop in like right here to anticipate the flag break, and we get it, and we push up here. And at that point, I was up like $60, and I had 3 contracts. So I scaled out. I scaled out a 1 here, I scaled out a 1 here, and I scaled out a 1 like on this red. So I really ended up not helping myself too much. Then I'm like pissed, right? Because I'm down like, I don't even know. At that point, it's like $65, $70, something like that. So normally, like, I see this, I should just stop and be like, okay, girl, you're not in it today. But what do? I say, you know what? Let's look at Apple. I pull up Apple, and I hate it when it works out. Damn it. Oh, this pisses me off. Okay, so I look at Apple, I see this flag. I get in with like 2 contracts here. I hold it to about like here because I started seeing some resistance and I wasn't like too confident, and I was just in a bad mentals place. I get out of my calls here. If I just stayed in this, like, we're still running. It's still going. Oh man, dude, it really is like, it really is a mental thing. Like, God, it is. It really is. And on the AMD one too, like I should have got out so much quicker. Like when we instantly didn't break, I should have just got out. This pisses me off. This real pisses me off. And it shouldn't even affect me at all. Like it shouldn't matter to me, but this upsets me. So let's check out, like I took too many trades today also. There's that. So let me see like all of my orders, my failed orders. Like see this Apple one, I had 2 contracts. Oh my God, at 9:57. So that was on this candle, this red pullback candle. I could have rode this thing from 142.68 to fuck. It's still going. Who knows? 143 at least, 143.20. Anyway, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Not the name of the game, but I took too many. Like look at all of these from 14. I took way too many. Like, but that's the other thing I'm trying to learn too is like scalping. You're supposed to be in out, and people take like professional scalpers, not me, but they take like freaking, I don't even know, like 70 trades a day. They're like, and I'm like, okay, well, I can't be doing that all day long, but I definitely don't need to be doing this. Whatever this was, I need to not do. Whatever my thought process was on Apple here, this flag break, get in for the break is exactly what I need to be doing. And that's my plan all the time. But I stuck to something like this that looked like this because I told myself in the beginning, I'm only looking at AMD. So then I forced things on AMD. So note to self, don't just look at one stock, no matter how you feel, because you're going to force something and that's dumb. Whatever. What can you do? Get better, I guess is what, do better. I forgot to show you the P&L for that one, you guys, but I'm down today alone $56.13, and that's pretty crappy. That's really quite frustrating. Anyway, we're down there. Let me add up what this week was, because this week wasn't good. $102.64 in the red this week. I mean, okay, here's the thing. In the scheme of things, in the big picture of things, I live to fight another day. Okay, my account is still decently over $2,000 and I live to fight. But if I'm not making wins in the 80s, the 60s, the 50s consistently, I'm not sure why I'm taking losses in those. So I have got to cut these things quicker. Last week before I started, I left this note. It literally says losses 5%, cut 5%. Was I doing that? No, I wasn't. I need to turn the charts off because I'm just watching Apple continue to go higher in a position that I had. So that's sad. I need to turn it off. And you guys, if you're interested in the journey itself of my trading, I will go ahead and link the playlist down below. You can check it out, or you can click this video right here to take you to the most recent one before this one, so you can see where I was at last week, which wasn't really great, which was the first week. So cut me some slack, okay? And you already know, you guys, you made it this far. I absolutely love you. You're my most favorite people, and I'll see you in the next one.